Hello there. So I wanted today to talk about the importance of breathing and diaphragm breathing, particularly. When we're stressed, often what happens is that we start to breathe more shallowly, so from the upper part of the chest, and that affects and impacts on the gas exchange. And that then, by turn, affects how the brain is functioning. So, in order to help yourself when you notice yourself being stressed, one of the first things I teach people is how to do diaphragm breathing in order to slow the breath down, take a pause, but also then help the gas exchange to recalibrate and for you to maybe manage and notice how you're dealing with the stresses that are going on. So, I'm going to do this exercise today and practice this with you 2 or 3 times, and then help you to sort of think about how you might be able to do this regularly every day to help you get this system in place so that when you are noticing the stress, you can utilize the diaphragm breathing more effectively. All right, so the first thing we need to do is engage the diaphragm, and sometimes that can be quite difficult to do because we're so used to breathing in a way, and when we're tense, what we tend to do is breathe from the upper part of the chest. So what I ask people to do, and I want you to do this too, is put one hand, your right hand, on your upper sort of chest, the sternum area, and then the lower hand is just above the belly button, so about there. And once you've done that, keep placing the right hand up above and the left hand just above the belly button. And what I want you to do is breathe in and just normally breathe in and breathe out. So you're not trying to force anything, you're just noticing your breath. So you're just being aware of your breath and just noticing what's happening. And then I want you to pay attention, which hand is moving? Is it your right hand, the upper hand? Is it the bottom hand, the left hand, or is it both of them? So just take a moment to notice that. And what we want you to sort of be really aware of is if the top hand is moving, then you're not engaging the diaphragm fully. So if the top hand is the one moving most, then you're really not engaging the diaphragm. If both are moving, then you're doing quite well, but you could be engaging the diaphragm much more effectively. So I want you to now, with a few breaths, really think about your breath going in and almost engaging and just wanting the lower hand to be moving. So not the top hand at all. So really breathing in, almost like forcing your belly in and out. When we're babies, that naturally happens. If you see a baby breathing when they're sleeping or resting, the lower belly is naturally going in and out. Nothing else is moving. So are you doing that? Are you breathing in and out and just noticing the bottom hand moving? That shows that you're now engaging your diaphragm in a much more helpful way for your body. Okay, so once you've got that and you recognize that's what it feels like, then we're going to start the exercise of breathing and slowing down the breath. So for this exercise, if you're noticing yourself being a little bit tense or sort of stressed, it can be really helpful, but it's really useful anyway, just as a way of pausing and slowing everything down. So it's a count of your breath. And what we're going to do is breathe in for 3 counts, then hold it for 3 counts, and then breathe out for 5 counts. And the reason for that is that if we're breathing out for longer, we're helping the body recalibrate the gas exchange. So if we're stressed, if we're breathing, hyperventilating in any way, then we're getting too much oxygen. So we just need to slow that down. In the old days, you might have had your hands over your mouth, or even a paper bag is, you might remember that sort of trick to help when you're in sort of panic mode. But this is just for everyday use before you get to panic stations. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do, and I'm going to do it with you, is to breathe in, notice the breath going in through your nose, counting for 3, holding for 3, and breathing out for 5. Okay, so let's do that. So noticing the breath going in, breathing in for 3, holding for 3, and breathing out for 5. Repeat that, breathing in for 3, holding for 3, and breathing out for 5. One more time, breathing in for 3, holding for 3, breathing out for 5. Great. And then just allow your breath to go to its normal rhythm, not forcing it in any way. But just having that moment where you've been able to just slow everything down, you'll just notice some of that engagement will go into your body too. Because what we're noticing is stress isn't a mental thing, it's a body thing too. So we might be stressed because of thoughts that are going on in our head. Body is where we hold a lot of that stress. So it's really important to, as a first step, to engage the breathing. So I hope you found this useful, and check out, I'm going to have more things on YouTube very soon. Bye-bye.